Alright, today's lesson is on the surface area of triangular prisms, which is very similar to the last lesson on rectangular prisms. You'll have a 3D shape, and you'll have to break up the shapes and find the area of each side and add it all together. So, again, the tricky thing, I guess, is trying to draw a prism. And a triangular prism is similar to a rectangular prism, it's got a triangle in it, kind of like this. Real life versions of these things would be like the Toblerone chocolate box, or a tent, or a doorstop, or a chunk of cheese or something like that that's drawn or cut in that way, in a triangular prism way. Here's how you draw it. First you start with the triangle, and then I would draw a line going back, showing the depth. I would then draw a line parallel to this side of the triangle, back here. Connect those two lines, and then to show the back inside part I would use dotted lines, which we can't really see, but to get that illusion of depth, again, a line parallel to this line here should be drawn over here, dotted lines, and then connect that down. There's your triangular prism. Okay, so what do we need to know about the triangular prism? Well, what's the dimensions? Let's say that this triangle here is an equilateral triangle with sides of 6 centimeters. So all these sides are the same, and this is also the same as well. So 6 centimeters all around the triangle. This distance here, we'll say, is 10 centimeters, and same with that over there, so we'll double dash that. That's 10 and that's 10. And then the height of the triangle, I'll put the height over here. And the way you can always get the height of a triangle, it's the straight up and down perpendicular distance as shown by the little 90-degree boxy thing sign. And we'll say that is 5 centimeters, the height of the triangle. Okay, so you want to find the surface area of this entire triangle. Let's break up the shapes. We have a triangle here, and we know that its base is 6. The height, we're told, is 5. We have 2 of them, so let's put that there, that we have 2 of them, so we'll times the area of that times 2. Then, and again, like in the last video, just to help you see in 3D, you might want to color in or shade in so it stands out more. So just to practice what I preach, I'll color in. So there you can see, there is the triangle 6 by 5 centimeters as indicated back there. Okay, so that's that. And then what are we left with after that? We're left with these rectangles. There's the sides of the tent, we'll say. And to see them better, let's color it in. Okay, so that blue is 10 by this distance here, which is the same, 6. Same as that base there. So we have a 10 by 6 centimeter rectangle. Do we have another one of these 10 by 6 rectangles? The answer is yes. There's the blue shaded thing I'd have there, and on the opposite side we have the exact same thing. There's a height of 6, and that base is the same, 10. Okay, so we have 2 of them. Let's indicate that by the times 2. Plus the bottom. Now you can't assume that it's exactly the same. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. The bottom is also 10 by 6. So in this case, yes, we have 3 sides that are 10 by 6. We should actually get rid of that 2 and turn that into a 3. So we have again the triangle, front and back triangle, and all three sides, all three rectangles are the same. They're not always, so you just can't make that assumption. You got to check carefully to make sure that they are all the same. Alright, so it's just a matter of doing all the area calculations to find the surface area of this object. First we got to find the formula of a triangle, area of a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. Don't forget there's two triangles, multiplied by 2, plus the rectangle, which is base times height. There's 3 of them, so we'll multiply by 3. We substitute the numbers in. The base here is 6, the height is 5, divided by 2, 2 of them, so we'll times by 2. Some of you may realize, when you divide by 2 and multiply by 2, it kind of cancels out. There's no even need to put the 2's in. So if you can see that, go right ahead. I'm just showing it for people who don't see that. But yeah, obviously the area of this triangle will be 30. Anyways, moving on. The base is 10. The height is 6. Don't forget the times by 3. Okay, so to get the surface area of the whole thing, 30 divided by 2 times 2 plus 60 times 3, and like I said, 30 divided by 2 is 15 times 2, which is the number that I said we were going to have, 30, plus 60 times 3 is 180, and you get a final answer of 210 centimeters squared. Done. Okay, the next one, a little bit trickier in that it's got a whole bunch of numbers on it. I don't know what that reminds me of. It reminds me of cheese, quite honestly. This shape here, let's break up all the shapes. What do we got? Well, I will take a look at the triangles first, the top and bottom. The top triangle and bottom triangle are exactly the same. I'll color it in so it stands out more. So we have that. Now, for that triangle, we have the dimensions of 8, because that is 8, and that is 8 as well. 8 centimeters. The height, which is the straight up and down height from there to there, is 7, as shown by that. So it's 7 centimeters. There's 2 of them, so we'll multiply by 2. Plus, let's check out the sides here. Let's go the front. This front is 8 by 2. So we have an 8 by 2 rectangle. Now the other side's the same. Let's take a look. Let's again color, use a different color back here. Is that the same as 8 by 2? Oh, that's 9 by 2. So we only have that one 8 by 2. And then on the side over here, let me color that. You see that it's 10 by that same height of 2. So we have 3 different rectangles here. Unlike the first one where they're all the same, we had to be careful and look here, and we notice that we have 3 different rectangles. One is 8 by 2, the front. One of them is 9 by 2. That's this one back here, is 9 by 2. And the one that I still have shaded in green is 10 by 2. And just a matter of adding it up and plugging the numbers in. Next are the formulas. Formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. 2 of them, so we'll times 2. Plus, rectangle is base times height. Plus, another base times height. Plus, a base times height. Okay. Just running into my next question here, which I'll move down. Okay, so when we put this all together, what do we get? The base of this triangle is 8. So 8 base. Height 7. we're going to divide by 2 and times by 2. And some of you are thinking, hey, I don't have to do that. You already figured that out. Good for you. The base here is 8. The height is 2. Plus, the base here is 9. The height is 2. The base here is 10. The height is 2. You don't need to have the units in the work as long as you have it in the end. I kind of, not very consistent here in this example, but you get the idea. Okay, so 8 times 7 divided by 2 times 2, the 2's cancel out, so you don't even worry about them, it's just 56. 8 times 2, 16, plus 9 times 2, 18. Again, it's so important to have your work directly underneath so you don't make any silly mistakes. And 10 times 2, 20. You add this up all together, and you should get 110 centimeters squared. Done. Okay. So again, the hardest part in this whole 3D diagrams is to visualize what the dimensions are of all the shapes, and not to just assume that all the leftover rectangles are the same dimensions. They were in the first one, they weren't in the second one. Okay, so I'd like you now to try this one on your own and show it to me with all the steps, the correct answer, and when you have that done, you are ready to proceed to the worksheet and move on. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye.